But either way, the Call Me Crazy show.
Tucson, Arizona, the Call Me Crazy show here in Indio, California, man.
You see that? The Call Me Crazy show, 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 the Call Me Crazy show.
My name is Ray Daniel. I'm a crazy motherfucker. I get so wasted on TV.
The Call Me Crazy show, and I can tell you what, Matt.
Hello, Tucson, Arizona, the Call Me Crazy show, episode 194. 194, I can't believe I'm 6 away from 200. But, I want to start it off on a somber note. I didn't know the man, but, I'm going to say, as from one talk show host to another, we're going to have a moment of silence for, Tim Russert. What he did was invaluable to the American community, so we're going to give him a moment of silence. And rest in peace, Tim Russert. God, that guy made Meet the Press what it is now. Meet the Press been around for years and years before Tim Russert got in there. But anyways, he got in there in the early 90s, and I used to like watching Meet the Press, and I still did, and he passed on several days ago. But anyways, Tim Russert, basically, Tim Russert was Call Me Crazy 100,000 times 10. Tim Russert did what Call Me Crazy wish he could do on a national stage. But anyways, oh, how weird I can see myself. But that's what I want to talk about rest in peace, Tim Russert, Meet the Press. So, what else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I forget. Gas prices. You know, I'm so angry, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm not even gonna talk about gas prices anymore. You know why? Cause you know what? I must be dreaming to think that gas prices are gonna go down, which is not. So you know, I remember the good old days when I was a kid, and I didn't even drive then. I remember looking up and seeing the sales sign for gas, 89 cents. Remember that in the television? Yes, he remembers. But yeah, my father, he remembers 20-cent gallons. That was back then, Dad. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I'm a day late, but better late than never. But yeah, and not only that, ever since the price of gas been going up, and it's been going up continuously, not only has gas prices gone up, but everything else has gone up. And my poor viewers out there, you know, I'm not trying to point, but damn, we're facing a new increase in Suntran there, and that's gonna suck. It's gonna suck because I also take the bus, guys. I also drive. I don't own my own car, but I also take the Suntran because it's easier to take the Suntran than parking the car and paying for it. But not only that, that the city of Tucson expects us to pay it no matter what, even if we like it or not. And that's the part that ticks me off, because a lot of people cannot afford that extra quarter, let alone for the whole month. You know, think about it. Think about it, folks. And see, here's the thing, the politicians of Tucson, they just don't get it. They don't get what the Tucson citizen is going through. You know, they're well taken care of, you know. But for the average Tucsonan folk trying to scrounge up the extra quarter for that bus ride that he's been taking every day for 10 years, it's going to be quite a hassle. So thank you, Suntran, and thank you, City of Tucson. Hey, and I understand the price of gas is going up, but as a kid, from what I remember, the government was around, local, state, and federal government was around to help us and protect us and serve us and meet our needs. So you know what? Let the City of Tucson come up with the extra quarter and let's not see no increase in bus fare, because it gets not fair, because minimum wage is still the same. Everything, all the wages still stay the same here in town, but yet they expect it to be paying for extra services because the gas is going up, which is not the case. So, what does the Suntran Council and the City Council care? They don't care because they don't ride the bus. So what do they care if they increase the bus fare? But yeah, there's like, 20,000 people who ride the bus every day, and I'm one of them. And it's gonna suck. And God forbid I ain't no CEO of AT&T making $3.6 billion a year in my paychecks, It ain't like that. So it just sucks. And then not only that, I noticed that the food prices are also going up. It's against me, but wasn't it like a year ago that grocery prices would get a little less than it is for what you were paying for the same amount? Is it me? And then I was reading the paper today that TEP, Tucson Electric Power, wants to raise up our rates. Tucson Water already planned to do that. Tucson Electric Power planned to do that, and yet people are not making enough money to meet all the needs of all these companies. So you know what, City of Tucson, that the city Rio Nuevo planning thing, it all adds up into this big quagmire of filth and corruption. Nothing's getting done. It got to a point now Rio Nuevo should be on the back burner because nothing's been done for the past 8 years. All that money that's geared to the Rio Nuevo should be geared to paying the bus increase, giving us emergency gas cards. Wouldn't that be great? You can't afford the gas. Somewhere there'll be an agency to say, you know what, you meet with the requirement because you're under making $17,000 and you only have 2 kids, and here's a $50 gas card. But no, the government don't work like that. Here we are trying to come up with more money, and nobody's making more money. Nobody seems to get past that fact. No, we're all earning the same, but the prices are changing. And God forbid that later on, 10 years from now, there's a major depression, and they're saying there's a recession in the economy. I remember in the beginning of last summer they talked about it. We might be in it. Now we're in it for sure. So what a fucking mess our president has gotten us into. In his 8 years of his presidency, it's just a mess. Everything's a mess. And to think when George W. Bush stepped down, when he's not president, when he's former president, his bank account, that day he steps down, him and Dick Cheney's bank account is going to shoot through the fucking roof. Because George W. Bush and Dick Cheney can't accept any money from all the favors they have done for all these fucking politicians and people and friends for the past 8 years. Because it's against the law to accept money when you're president and vice president of the U.S. when you return favors. But when you're not vice president and president, they can give you all the money they want because you did all these favors for everybody. So man, it's going to be in the trillions. George W. Bush is going to be a billionaire by the time he fucking steps down. And what does he care about the American people? Did he care about the people up in New Orleans when Hurricane Katrina happened? Fuck no. God forbid there was a hurricane in Washington, D.C. That shit would have been cleaned up the next morning. There would have been no fucking refugees there in Washington, D.C. No! Can't have refugees in the middle of the state capital, the nationwide capital. But yeah, who cares about these people down in New Orleans? We won't. And here's the saddest fact. And the reason why the Hurricane Katrina fiasco happened is because there was nobody there to give the money to, because all that money that was supposed to be there is being spent in Iraq. And that's a true fact. And that's a true fact. So, it's starting to be a very, what's the word I'm looking for? The Democratic National Convention is coming up in Denver in August. or is it in August, I believe? I don't. Well, it's coming up at the end of the summer, and it looks like Barack Obama is the new face of the Democratic Party, and you know, people are not supposed to say the affiliation, but I don't give a rat's ass. I was rooting for Hillary Clinton, but Barack is a lot better than John McCain. You know, I'm sorry, I'm from Arizona, and John McCain is a Arizona senator, but John McCain hasn't done nothing for me. He has done nothing for me in my part of the city, in my part of the state. You know, John McCain, all he has is his Scottsdale friends in high places, you know, and I could give a shit less if he won the presidency, because he still wouldn't do anything for me if he won the presidency, John McCain, you know, so you can make changes in your life and everyone's life by being who you are and by being different. And now it's got to a point now, and it'd be great to see Barack Obama win. You know, it'd be great to see him win. You know, I want to eat my words, guys, out there in La La Land. I want to eat my words, but you know, I'm a realist. You know, I'm bracing myself for the worst. You know, brace myself. Okay, John McCain's gonna be president. You know, it's like, it's better that way, folks out there. You know, it gets better. You can tell yourself, oh, another 4 years of fucking horrible bullshit, because that's what's gonna happen, my friend. You know, they say winds of change is in the air. Shit, they've been saying that every year for 4 years. You know, for 260 some years we've been saying that. So, you know, just brace yourself for the worst, you know, because that's what's gonna happen. You know, and people are gonna say, I thought he was gonna win. Yeah, but just tell yourself, John McCain, the McCain administration. See, it even sounds like it. You know, so it's over. You know, I'm gonna hang my head in shame just like every other American, Democrat American here in the country, when the word gets that John McCain won the presidency. You know, you heard it first here. You heard it. You heard it June 15th at 5:30. John McCain won the election. Boop! I predicted it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. You know. All I gotta tell you guys out there in La La Land, you know, brace yourself for the worst, because the worst is about to come. You know, if McCain does win, that means we're not getting out of Iraq. It's gonna get worse, and then the foreign policy of the country is gonna get so fucked up. It's gonna get to a point where anti-Americanism is gonna be everywhere in every single country in the whole world that's not the U.S. You know, there are countries out there like Iran and North Korea. They say they fucking hate us. They want to have a nuclear agency over there that makes a nuclear warhead. They want to have their own nuclear program, both countries. And they say they hate us, but yet underground we smuggle in Levi jeans over there. And underground, the leader of North Korea is watching Friday the 13th movies. You know, they say they hate us, but they love our fucking pop culture shit. So, you know, and today, and the television was telling me that, what if one day we're not the superpower anymore, 100 years from now? And that was the absolute call me crazy topic right there. What happens then, guys? Out there in La La Land, tell me what happens when the U.S. is not the superpower in the world anymore. If it does happen in my lifetime, and I'm going to be like on my deathbed, and they say China's the new superpower, and I'll be glad to say that I'm not allowed to see that. And I'm not saying nothing about the Chinese. I'm just saying that we could not have a communistic world superpower, and it's the only one in the world. Oh God. I'm sorry if I said that, but man, that would be horrible. Wouldn't that be horrible that China would be the only superpower 100 years from now? God forbid there's like a new modern day civil war in the U.S. You know, one day that something so drastic that it's a new You know, God forbid. And then they say there is a civil war here in the U.S. It gets being fought with not with violence, but with words. So I don't think it ever get to a point in like 100 years from now where a civil war tears this country apart, and then we have two U.S. and then we're not considered a superpower no more, and then China becomes a superpower. Could you imagine? Yeah, and here's the thing: China this year is hosting the Olympics, you know, and they cleaned up Beijing like you would not believe. Like they arrested all the homeless people, you know. Can't have these people on site while, you know, the U.S. and European countries come to visit us for the Olympics. And you know, and who to say that ain't, you know, who to say. You know, and we got to remember, China back in 1989, they massacred hundreds of these university students at Tiananmen Square. Remember that? Back in 1989. And it was almost 19 years ago this month, as a matter of fact, Tiananmen Square happened. And the Chinese government is still the same Chinese government that's hosting the Olympics. You know? So they wanted to play athletes over there. They wanted to have athletic games over there, but they don't want us to bring our democratic ideas over there and spread it around. You know, look what happened. They shut them down. Their own Chinese, their own students. They gunned down their own students. Remember back in the 60s, back at Kent State, the National Guardsmen shot 3 or 4 kids to death at Kent State. Remember that, Kent State? And that was only 4, and that never happened ever again because, dude, that was a big no-no. And Richard Nixon was president then, and you know, he didn't give a fuck. He's like fire, 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 you know. So that was our own little Tiananmen Square incident that we had back in the 60s, you know. And look at that. That was back in '89, and that's still fresh. That's still fresh. It's an open wound, and yet we're gonna be over there playing games. You know, I read that several presidents and prime ministers and chancellors from several countries are boycotting the Olympics. And George W. Bush, he's like, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to spend some time. What does he care? What does he care about dead? What does he care about dead Chinese students, and what does he care about dead U.S. soldiers? They're all the same to him. I'm out.